Where do we even begin? There's a lot to show. I'll start with how everything's structured first. That's probably a good place to start. So it's a complete mess. I'll be completely honest. I had no idea what I was doing at the time. This structure is probably not good at all. There's probably a lot of people thinking this looks like a complete mess, but I'll go through it all anyway from the beginning. And the program that I'm using, for anyone who's interested, is a program called Stencil, which is a program that uses this, which is called Scratch, the programming language. You have to rely on moving all of these blocks around, which can become a little bit clunky, especially with some of the bigger things. If we go on Donut and Events, look at all of these different functions that I've got here, and all of these are just a nightmare to manage, and everything all refers back to itself, and it's probably horribly organized. I'll go through these things first, these resources. So in Stencil you have resources, you have actors, backgrounds, fonts, scenes, sounds, and tile sets. I do actually still have some of the prototype stuff on here as well, which is something that when you reach 100% completion, you'll actually be able to unlock the original prototype levels that I had in the game, which I think is really cool. Here's the first set of tiles for the mountain area. And basically, if you click on each of these different sections of the tile set, that's how you assign the different collision bounds for each of them. And there were some where I had to customize it. So these ones here, Candy Bridge, left and right, and that half square for the bridge there, that's custom. But most of it was stuff that's built into the engine anyway. And obviously there's a few background ones which have no collision, and that's how you can fill in the background layers. So that's how the tile sets work. And Risu Chu, who's in the chat there, actually designed all these for me a long time ago and probably doesn't have any recollection of doing so. This one I also inverted, so you can have some of these upside down ramps, which we'll be able to see in World 5. And for some of them as well, we have tunnel versions. So these are actually very slightly changed ones that I changed in Photoshop. You might be able to see that there's a little bit of like speckles on them, and they're basically transparent. So these are used for tunnels and things like that, where you can go behind. Forest one as well, there's the other one. This is basically the same as the mountain, but green. And there was one more. EX Zone, that's it. So this is the one where it's kind of right towards the end of the game, and there's a lot of very difficult levels, and that uses this kind of funky colour palette, and it used to look very different. The sounds are pretty self-explanatory. The scenes are where all the levels are stored. So we have, well, I guess the first thing would be the level maps. So these are the areas in the game where you can actually get to the different stages. So you can see level 1 there, level 2, level 3 and EX. And there's also a few other things which appear when certain things happen. So this is actually something that I'm trying to update to make it work a bit better, because using this just is a little bit awkward at the moment. We also have this, which resets everything, which I also need to probably tweak at some point. I won't do it today because it's kind of boring to watch. And we also have a bunch of stuff like if you hit a certain amount of secret suites, then the special stage for this world will appear at that location. For the scores, this section here, I'm actually redoing that. So if we look at World 6, the scores, this one's been much simplified. So now we're only checking to see whether that level has been selected and whether the door's been hit. And all of these purple things here, these are all attributes. And I'll show you where I'm up to, because I have made a lot of progress actually. So here's where I'm up to. This is basically the entire game in a top-down view, basically. So I've color-coded the different worlds. So we have World 1, which also includes a training level. Each level also has its level ID, which is used to keep track of everything in the background. So there's 51 different levels basically in the game, including the prototype ones that I mentioned earlier. And there's a bunch of boring stuff over here that I need to finish as well. So we have update level based on the transitions for level 1, which I can show you. Update maps and doors based on World 6. Some suites into the overworld, which is something new that I'm doing, which is going to make it a little bit easier to access some of the special areas, which is this bit here. So add in those checks to see whether the suites from the different areas have been collected, and then do the 100% complete playthrough. So let's go through and add in the other special suites. So what I've done for this is special suite 1, and it's got its own set here. So when it hits the player, so when it hits the donut, it plays the super sweet sound, it adds ×2 to the score, which actually for these ones, there is no score, so that can go. And you get to see a little bit of how Scratch works as well. So it creates this actor called Special Sweets Get. So if we have a look in objects, I think somewhere in objects there is Special Sweet. Maybe I'm terrible with the organization in here. There's stuff everywhere. Well, here's the different types of sweets. So that one's worth 10. These ones are worth 1, and that's the special one. The menu is kind of broken at the minute as well. I need to go and fix that. I've upgraded that to the new Retro Break logo. There's my old logo, if anyone was curious. That's what it used to look like. There's the new one. I've separated it out. So it looks pretty cool when it comes in now. And then this is a new bit, this SS1 to true, and secret sweet equals secret sweet plus 1. I think this is how I'm going to do it anyway. And then kill self to clear out the screen. So if I save that, that should now let you pick this up, add 1 to the amount of special sweets in the stage, and delete it. But there is one other thing we need to do. Basically, this is how I'm trying to get the game to go to 100% completion. So on here, you can see that every level is basically split into 3 different missions, basically. So you have the basic level complete, which is collecting all the baby donuts. You also have is the secret sweet collected, and you also have you picked up all 100 sweets. So they're the 3 different sections, and I worked out that basically over the 50 something levels in the game, if you add 0.0667% for each one of these missions across 50 levels, that all adds up in the end to 98%, I think. I was calculating it all on here, actually. So if we open up numbers again, you can actually see overall for each of the levels, that adds 2% to the game total. So what I need to do now is, like if we just select these without that 0.25 down to there, yeah, that makes 98%. So then over the 8 worlds, I've had to divide that up into 0.25. So each time you pick up one of the special sweets within the hub world, that will add, eventually if you add them all up, that will give you an extra 2 to the percentage complete, and that will make 100%. And then in the vein of something like Donkey Kong Country or something like that, I've actually added these prototype ones to give you 0.2 as well. So in the end, once you've actually completed all of the prototype bits as well, you'll actually end up with 101% completion, which I just think is fun, and that's how some retro games did it, so that's what I'm trying to do as well. So this is how the percent complete works for the levels themselves. If SS1 equals true, and this is why I wish I'd done this in something other than Scratch, so I don't have to drag all these blocks around. But it's basically, if SS1 equals 2, then add 0.25. I can do 2 now, so if I copy all that, paste it below, and change that SS1 to SS2, which we got here, put that in there. That means special sweet 2, by the way. Then that should add them both up every time this level map is calculated. And that should be it. So now if we go to map 2, and just to test it, there's the second special sweet. So we put this somewhere in the level. I'm probably going to rework these to just make it a little bit more interesting, but for now we'll just put it there. So theoretically I should be able to play up to the end of world 2 now. Actually, I'm going to reset it so you can see the intro, because I made this the other day. Look how the words Retro Break fly in. I think that's really cool. So reset game data, set everything back to 0. I also need to add in those special sweets into that as well. There we go, 0% complete. So now we can go through and try that and see whether it works. And this will give you a good idea of what the game's like as well. And if you look up there, there's also some question marks. That's what you get when you get 100% completion. So here's the game. You start off with the training stage. I also had to completely rewrite all this text because I made the font bigger, and basically it didn't fit in the text box anymore. So I thought instead of making the font smaller again, I like it big because it's just easier to read. I just rewrote everything so it fits. So I'm in Vice Cream. All the donuts have disappeared. Press space to start. So here's the levels. You get the name of the level, you get the score and the time, the best time. And over time that board here fills up. So when you've collected all the donuts, that side fills up. When you've collected all the sweets, that side fills up. And then you get like a special shiny one if you're 100% complete. So there's instructions at the bottom for this test level. And also, if you build up enough speed, there's a little secret here as well. I don't know whether I'll show you that, but when you play the game for yourself, go up there and see what's on the left. I'm going to save that as a surprise. So there you go. There's 100 special sweets in each stage. There's 100 sweets and one special sweet. There's a special one there, that yellow one. Maybe they'll unlock something. So there's a little bumper there to get enough speed to pick up the special sweet. And that's what's unique about this game. It's all based around momentum and movements. And those ones are worth 10. So that took off 10 sweets and also gives you 200 points. So if we go this way, it'll tell you the other thing about this game. Find all the baby donuts and then the exit will open. So if you come this way, here's some of the donuts. They give you 500 points. And then at the top there, you can see how many is left to collect. So there's one more to find. So if we go back this way, and I got hit by some bird poo, there's the final donut, and then the door opens, and then you can go through to the finish. And that's basically how the game works. And then it tells you your score, how long it took to beat, and basically what you managed to do in the level as well. And then as you can see, that board's now filled out. It's got dancing sweets around it, and you can basically see that you've 100%ed that level. And you can see that the percentage complete at the top there is 2%. So that just proves that the calculations I did worked. So we can move on to the first stage. Or in fact, I want to test out the special suite up here, make sure it actually works. So theoretically, we wouldn't see any different on the percentage complete, but when we pick up 4 of them, then you'll see it change. So that worked, and it added it up, so now it can see that we've got 2 special suites. And if we go and speak to Advice Cream up here, you'll see how many you need. Hey, good to see you. Bring me 4 sweets, and I've got something to show you. So when you do get 4, a special stage opens up here, basically. So let's go and get 2 more. Here's the official first level of the game. And that introduction, where it zooms in like that, I want to change all of the levels to do that. And I'll show you why when we get to level 2. So here's a little shortcut with a bunch of sweets. Whee! There's a special sweet, and if we go down here, then you can get that donut and then go back the other side to get the other one. There we go. So that is 100% complete. And then you can see that sign changed. And now we've got 3 special sweets and 4% complete. So the difference between this one had that sort of zoom in with the black circle going around. This one just fades in, but you can see the score there actually glitches for a second, which we don't want, obviously. So I'll just play through this one quickly so that we can basically get as far as World 2, because I'm going to try and get as far as I can just to test out these new sweets in the overworld and whether that 100%. So that's how you get that special sweet. Well, there's a few different ways you can do it, really. It's so weird that I'm still playing this game like 10 years after I made it. It's definitely a lot better than it was before, though. There we go, that one's 100% complete. And now we're on 6%, and we've actually got the 4 special sweets now, so hopefully, if I've programmed it properly, there it is. And hopefully Advice Cream has something different to say this time as well. Yay, look over there, Duncan, that's a special stage. Hope you make it out alive. Milkshake Speedway. So, these ones are a bit different, as you can see. Press left and right does nothing, you actually have to press up. And you can actually jump, and this one's kind of like an auto-scrolling level. Same concept though, just collect all the donuts and the exit will open. And collect 100 sweets and the special sweet to get 100% completion. I did have it before where the speed would actually change the longer that you're actually in this stage. But it was kind of annoying to control on like the 2nd or 3rd lap. So I changed it back. But this one's only a nice little simple one anyway, just to ease players in. So There we go. That's done. There we got 5 special suites. And yeah, let's keep going for a bit. I don't really like how this wall looks here. I kind of want to change that to make it look better. Maybe I will. I did already change it. It looked a lot worse before. This one's got a bit of a different background. And this is showing off those tunnel layers that I was telling you about before. So you can actually go down here and get some extra suites that you wouldn't see otherwise. I've definitely gone through and made sure there's 100 in each level. And that's actually something that wasn't in the original phone version. There was just a random number of suites in each stage and they didn't actually do anything. So I kind of based the idea on something like Spyro or Banjo-Kazooie, where there's basically 100 things to collect in the stage and you get something for doing it. So there we go. Got a much better score that time. And all suites collected. And then we got that cool little scoreboard thing. So what happens when you do all 3 of the main levels? So you can see we've done 1-1, 1-2, and 1-3. A boss level opens up. So the boss levels are the ones with the question marks. But there is also a hidden 4th stage on each world as well. So if we go this way, wait for this platform. If you go over here, 1 EX, a secret EX stage. And these are all slightly harder than the main levels. So this one introduces this here, which is the death generator. Well, that's what I've called it in the code anyway. It basically fires these skulls out that can hurt you. And something else, all the different presents in the game. So this one actually makes you a lot faster. And you can actually touch the enemies now to get rid of them. And also, if you're watching, here's a little secret on how to get 100% on this level. Don't pick that donut there up yet, because that blocks the exit. So what you want to do is go this way first. Go around the top here, which would lead you to the exit, but now you can go past it and pick up the suites at the end, and then you can go back again. And then we can rush to the exit before our score goes down to 0. Let me know what you think about this scoring system as well. I know it's a little bit unorthodox. There we go, that's 1 EX complete. And now we've got 7 suites already, which is different to normal because you'd normally only have 6 by now. And we are 11% complete. So now we go into the first boss. This one's really easy, but they obviously do get more challenging as it goes on. And he's got his own health bar, like Mega Man style on the side. And then the donut that he drops flies towards you. And I did that because sometimes the donuts would get stuck in the walls and things. Originally, the boss would just drop the donut and then it would just stay there. So having it actually float towards you, I think helps a lot. And then that barrier collapses and you can go through into the next area. And let's pick up that special suite. Just make sure it worked, as that is what I was trying to test out here. Yay, there we go. Now we've got 8. And we can go and talk to the guy over here. And I'll say, oh, look, the font's going off the side. That's something I need to go and fix. My name is Carl. I love finding sweets. I need 10 more for my collection. I'll get rid of the word more there. So let's go back. Let's go back to stencil. I need 10 for my collection. Test game. Hopefully it's retained where I was up to. I have been having some issues where the saves don't carry over properly. Yeah, it has. Okay, good. So now you can see on the title screen it says 12% complete. And we should start from World 2. And that should be updated. There we go. That fits on the text box a lot nicer now. I love finding sweets. I need 10 for my collection. So let's get started. I like this level. This one's quite an interesting one with a lot of different paths. So you can start just by going this way and the exit's there already. And if you leave that donut till last, if you go up here, that's where all the secret bits are. This is the introduction of this attack present as well, where you can just kill the enemies by basically driving into them like that. Obviously I'm doing this really fast, but on your first attempt it'd probably take a while to find everything there. And we can just... Can I get through there? Maybe I should change that so it's easier to get through. That's not the way you're meant to go, but that works. There you go. 2-1 complete. Monkeying around. This one I feel like is maybe a little bit too big. Basically, you want to clear out that side of the map before you go into this one in case you get stuck on the wrong side of the door there. And yeah, you can reach that. Oh, if he gets out of the way. Maybe I need to bring that down a bit as well because that is a little bit hard to reach. There we go. I also think maybe I need a way to get to the other side of that a bit easier. Maybe I should have the exit up here or something instead. Yeah, I'm going to change this level. I want to put the exit... Maybe if I put the exit in there instead. Yeah, that's better. And then you've got the option of whether you want to go to the exit or just carry on through the level. So let's put the present on here. And then this bit here needed bringing down. Oh, that's a lot better. So now you can actually just go straight over to it. And then if you miss, then you can go back up. And the reason you bounce higher there is because there's a hidden spring on the inside. And that's a lot better. Now you can't miss any of them. And whee! Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. You can go so much faster now. Whee! And there's a special suite. And the exit is open. And then we can go down here. And hopefully there's 11 of them. Apparently, I'm still missing one. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. That's the special stage actually needs bringing down very slightly because it's slightly off the floor there, which is really difficult to figure out where it needs to go. So if we go back on to map, you obviously can't see it because it's drawn in using the code when it's ready. So I've kind of got it set up now so that I can change it on the fly. So if I change this to 100 and... Oh yes, he will enjoy the fact that it's free. There we go, that's better. It's touching the floor now. So for that one, that had to be 175. Let's see, what other levels have we got? We've got 2, 3 down here. Or... Did I already pick that suite up or not? I can't remember. That's changed it to 11 now. I don't know whether that's right or not. So let's go out and back in. Yeah, that suite should have disappeared. Although it has gone back to 10. Now it's gone back up to 11. That's not right. So let's try this. 9, 10. Yeah, so it has worked. Okay. That's good. That's good. It has worked. I just need to do the same for level 3 when we get around to that one. So now the 10's there. That box has appeared. Let's do this level. This should make it 11 now. Oh yeah. This level is a basically 1-for-1 recreation of Green Hill Zone. So this is where the TV screen is in Sonic 1. And this is the tree with the box inside it. Obviously minus the loop and everything, but the layout is a homage to Green Hill Zone at least. And this actually introduces another new mechanic where you can push these apples around. And you've got to put them into this fruit basket here. This bit's obviously completely original. I just needed somewhere to hide all the baby donuts at the end. There we go, 100% complete. Alright, now we've got the boss for World 2, and we also have 2 EX, which is a stage that I kind of don't like that much, but we'll do it anyway. Maybe I should change it if I don't like it, because it's my own game. This one basically introduces the mechanic of the sticky donut, where you can move up the wall like that. And then you drop down here, and basically go back across and do the same. I don't like it because it just slows it down too much, but I think if people have experienced it for the first time, it might be interesting. And then the thing is, if you keep moving here, you'll go down there, so you have to slow down a little bit to jump over. And this is the bit I don't like, because now it loops you back round again. I'm probably going to put in some shortcuts or something so that you can get back to the other side of the level, so you don't have to do this bit again. That should be everything. Yay, there we go. Level complete. Let me know what you think about that stage. I'm not too keen on it. I feel like it needs tweaking somehow. I feel like it's a bit slow. And now for this racing level, we can come back for them. And if you jump high enough here, you can get one up there as well. So the trick to these levels is remembering which way you went last time, so you can remember to go the other path on your second loop round. So what we want to do now, because I missed the things at the top, is not go down there, so that you can skip out that donut. And they're just for show. There's no way that you can actually get hit by them. There we go. And then we can go to 2 boss, and then we need to make the special suite for level 3. There is a bit of a glitch there where the health bars disappear in front of the foreground. I need to find a way of fixing this. So this one looks impossible, but it's actually got a really cool way of defeating him. So you basically roll these like this if you can build up enough speed. And there's another one on the other side too, if you want, or you can just leave that one to kill him. You can get across to the other side that way. There we go, he's dead. Not a very difficult boss, but it's a cool concept, I think. So that's all of World 2 complete. And that is 23% complete overall. I am going to... Let's mute this. I'm going to compare that to what we've got on here to see whether it's actually adding up properly. So it should be, up to the end of the World 2, 23% complete, but it's showing up here as 26.5% complete. So something's not adding up right there. It's really difficult to see what's actually causing the numbers to change. So I think I'll need to play through it again and like just go through World 1, see what the percentage is at the end of that, and then go through the next one. Oh, maybe the bosses are adding too much. The bosses aren't adding 2, I think. So that would be 25, 24. If SS2 is true, add 0.25. So this is how it's adding up. Maybe that's not right anymore. I'm going to get the calculator out. Yeah, it's not adding up enough. That's why it's too low. It's actually only adding up 1.8, whereas it should be adding up 2. Because what I did wrong, I added it up here, but not on the level map. So if that is working, it might be better if I take these, put them in % complete instead. And then instead of having that on the level map, let's just... So we're looking for anything that's changing the % complete. Saved index is basically the index for the level. We are rounding the % complete. That's just so it doesn't show like ... 666 whatever. I think that's going to fix it. We can take this whole section, move it to its own behavior, and take that out of level map as well. Let's turn these 2 off. Let's add secret suites. We'll have to do that for each of these area maps. So in behaviors, we'll basically want that. We'll want secret suites, and we'll want % complete. And we'll want to do that for all the different maps. It's a shame there's no faster way of doing this, but at least they're separated out now. Let's try it for World 2 as well, just to see whether it does actually work. Okay, something's going wrong. It's saying 37% complete now. Neither of them are right. It's saying 37% complete. On here, it's saying 22% complete. Neither of them are correct. It should be 26.5. That's showing wrong here as well. We hide that. This isn't adding everything up properly. And there it's showing as 37. So 0.5%. We need to go into reset data. We need to add in SS1. Set SS1 to false. 63 minus... Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm on numbers now. So the amount is 63, 62, 61, 60, 59. Because the world maps don't actually contain any ID number. 54, so that actually needs to repeat 54 times. Does that match with what the last thing on there is? I better make sure none of these are duplicating either, that would be annoying. That would be 53, but I've only got 51. Maybe I need to go through and rename all these as well. This is going to be such a pain. Start there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do that tomorrow, I think. That's going to take a while. It really should work. That adds up to 100. Let's retest that. Make sure everything goes back to 0. All right. 0. 1. How is that 1? What's going on? 2 special suites, 1% complete. Even though I set it to 0. That explains where it's getting the 1% from. Alright, we're on 0, 0. It's showing us 3%, but that should only be 2. I'm going to turn off the rounding. Maybe that's the problem. It's already rounding the percent complete. It's rounding it too high. Really? I need to drag them up to the bin individually. I'm going to leave that there so I can bring it back in after, but I want to see what difference that makes. I'm also going to put it on the title screen, because for some reason the title screen's been shown differently to the in-game, even though it shouldn't make any difference. Set title percent to game percent complete. That should be fine now. Let's try that. So it should show 3% on both. Or 2.00000098. Okay. Is it the same on here though? Okay, looks the same. And is it the same on here? Okay, good. Now we're going to put them back again. So do it on the title screen. 2%. 2%. 2%. Yes! Okay. We're back in business. Right. Let's finish this one. This should make it 4%. Okay, that should make 4%. Good. Now you won't be able to see 4.25, but technically that will make it 4.25 now. Let's reload it back to the title screen. Going to reload it back to the title screen. Hopefully that will show 4% on the title screen as well. 4% there. And check totals, 4%. And we should have 1 filled out and nothing else. Let's just check nothing else on here is showing. I will need to change these if I'm levels completed 2. That makes sense. I need to add the training stage on here, don't I? There should be a bit before World 1 that says training. That's wrong. Suites collected. That should be 200. Oh well, we'll worry about that after. Alright, we're getting back. I just want to get to the suite in World 2 and make sure everything's working properly. There we go. Do you want to see Taito? Here he is. I need to fix that exit game button. It doesn't work. I don't know why. When mouse is pressed on self, unpause game. When mouse is pressed on self, play, select and switch. When mouse is pressed on self. It exists. It's a sensor. What's wrong with this one? Oh, okay. I know what the problem was now. That section doesn't exist anymore. It has to go to title screen instead. That should fix it. Well, let's see whether this works first. Let's turn the game back on. 14% complete. Good. And totals, World 1 should be filled out. That's good. Special suites 7. I should have been counting. Let's see. If this all works, then we can officially say World 1 is complete. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the EX world. And 7 with the training world. Yay! Okay. So let's get numbers back open again and we can officially say There. The hub world is complete. Training is complete. 1, 2, 3, EX, speed, and boss are all finished. And that should add up to 14.25, but the 25 doesn't count. So that is correct. We're actually getting through it finally. I do want to make a note on here to change map barrier sprite because I don't like how that looks. So anyway, that seems to be okay. So all of World 1 is officially ticked off. Wait, we have 10 suites, but the thing hasn't loaded. Okay. There's a problem. There's a problem. We have 10 suites, but that hasn't spawned in. Why? Oh no, is it because you can pick up a suite on there so it won't restart straight away? Let's see what happens if we leave and come back in. Oh, I haven't even picked that one up, so it should be there. Need to get rid of that too. Wait, it is there now. That should change to 11 now. That should stay there. Okay, let's go back out and back in, see whether it's still fixed. It's still there, and the suite disappeared, so that's good at least. So technically, the percentage complete is 21 or 20.5. This level I really don't like. I'm going to change it. I have the power to change it. Anyway, have a look at this. This is what it originally looked like. Anyway, this is what the game used to look like, and I'm actually remaking all this as a special bonus for getting 100% complete in the game. So you can play these original stages. And I've also got a bunch of really old screenshots and videos of what it used to look like as well. When it actually did have a jump button. I forgot about that. Like, man, it was so bad back then. Actually, you'll see this level a bit later on, just a lot better. This was when the original Kickstarter was going out. You can see how much more basic it looks. Look at that level complete screen. And we've seen that level already. That hasn't changed too much. The level select menu is completely different now. I redid all that. This level's kind of the same still. A lot of this is different. All that's changed. But oh, the pinball level, that's something I've been working on as well. Let me show you how the pinball level looks now. I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. This is this one. Have a look at it now compared to that. And there's yeah, a lot going on this stage. But it's pretty fun. And earlier today I was also building this crazy level, which is a zero gravity level. There's a lot going on here as well. These are right at the end of the game. I don't even know if anyone's going to see these. Here's a massive level as well. This one merges all the different styles together into one. This one's a like tall, weird one. It looks like that when you're playing it. That's better. Anyway, we're not that far ahead today. We're on World 2. Which one are we looking at? 2EX. We're trying to make this one a bit better, weren't we? Okay, looks promising. It's going off the screen. Will it go high enough? Yeah, perfect. So if we drop down here, hey, there we go. Then you can get them that way as well. Yeah, I'm happy with this level now. That's a lot better. Yay! Okay, cool. 22%. Alright, nice. Oh, I didn't mean to go back in. Let's see if that works now. That still doesn't work. Okay, there is a problem with this as well. Look, if you go into a level, and then if you return to the level select screen, it changes the sign. Even though the percent complete's the same. So that should fix the signpost. Even though it didn't make any difference. So let's try going in there now and then exit to the title screen and go back in. The signpost should still be Ah, it's still breaking. Okay. So the problem is about entering the level. The problem with exiting the level. Oh, it's paused. So that didn't actually change anything. Okay. Then the issue comes from... Let's see if we can figure this out. It comes from level load. Maybe we just need to get rid of that one. Because if we look at... We need to find out what the level boards are using. All suites finished is checking for... this is where I get very confused. Is it part of these? Level select code. Oh, what is going on here? Level suites remaining. Level suite collected. Level suite collected equals 1. It was about how many suites are remaining, not... Okay, I've got an idea. Instead of doing it like this, why don't we have something else? We need to have something else, basically, to say that everything's been done, but that doesn't get changed when you go back into the stage. We need to make a new attribute called... Okay, I think I get it now. Right, let me share this screen instead. This is going to be a mess, but... You can see here... Kind of, can you? Maybe you can better now. So these are actually lists, and in here it's setting each one to 1 when it's done. And that's going down to 40, but we actually need that to go to 54. So, is that how we do it? Okay, we have to do that. Or does it do that automatically? Yeah, there's not enough. That one's only going up to 30. That one's going up to 48, which still isn't enough. I guess that should just be false, but we need to go up to 54 for all these. Okay. Right, I think we've sorted out that issue. So that one's checking to see whether all the donuts have been collected. That one's... So we need the secret suite one as well. Get saved index from level collected equals 1. I think that's it. I think that's what we needed. And then save that. So that actually needs to be level 100% complete equals 1. Okay, so 840967, and let's go level select 840967. Yay, we did it! We fixed it! That took a long time to fix. Okay. Wait, 20% complete? Is that what it said before? Let's have a look on here. Right. I think we've got it. So that's going to reset everything. I know it doesn't look like anything's changing, but trust me, this will make more sense if I want to change anything in the future. Oh, these ones will just have their own thing. 0.2. There we go. That works. Okay, now we need to figure out a time for each one, but that will make it a lot easier to do this, because then we can just change that to 0.5. Anyway, that's probably it for tonight. I could keep going. We've got a lot more to do, but thanks for watching. Anyone who watched all the way to the end, or if you're watching on the VODs, thank you for watching all the way to the end as well. Hopefully this has been interesting to you and you can see just a little bit of what is going into creating this mess of a game. There's so much. I don't know why I'm doing all this, and hopefully I can move on to something a bit more interesting very soon. But anyway, it is nearly 1:10 in the morning here, so I should probably call it a night. thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the game when it's released. Hopefully early next year. Anyway, maybe I'll do this again sometime, because I have had fun just listening to some music, and streaming's kind of helped me focus a bit more as well, which is cool. So anyway, see you again soon, and Merry Christmas if I don't stream again before then. Bye.